Good morning and welcome to Sunday School with Miss Barbara. I hope that you're having a good Sunday, and I hope that you watched church today, whether it was your church or my church or grandma's church or someone else's church. I hope that you got to watch, and I know some of you actually went back to church today. My church's not yet open, but a couple others are, so I know that you may have been excited. I'd love to hear how it was if you went to maybe grandma's church today instead of the church that I go to. I'd love to hear about it. So today we're going to talk about Zacchaeus. That is a big name, Zacchaeus. Can you imagine having a kindergarten student named Zacchaeus and you have to write that out all the time on his papers? I think that'd be a hard name to spell. It'd be very, very difficult. You probably might remember the song of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a little William lamb. I'm going to play you the song because it is such a song that I remember so well. Let's see if you remember it. It's such a fun song, and I'm sure that you may have heard it, whether you're in Bible school or Sunday school. And I'll put a link to that in the comments section so that you can play it again and that you can hear it again. So the song kind of tells you the story, but I want to give you a little bit more to the story. So let's start with the story of Zacchaeus. Jesus entered and walked through the town of Jericho. There was a man there. His name was Zacchaeus, the head tax man and quite rich. He wanted desperately to see Jesus, but the crowd was in his way. He was a short man and couldn't see over the crowd. So he ran on ahead and climbed up in a sycamore tree so he could see Jesus when he came by. When Jesus got to the tree, he looked up and said, "Zacchaeus, hurry down. Today is my day to be a guest in your home." Zacchaeus scrambled out of the tree, hardly believing his good luck, delighted to take Jesus home with him. Everyone who saw the incident was angry and grumpied. What business does he have getting cozy with this crook? Zacchaeus just stood there, a little stunned. He stammered apologetically, "Master, here and now, I give away half my income to the poor, and if I'm caught cheating, I pay 4 times the damages." Jesus said, "Today is salvation day in this home. Here he is, Zacchaeus, son of Abraham, for the Son of Man came to find and restore all lost." So Zacchaeus was in the tree because he was short. Have you ever wanted to watch maybe a parade or a football game or something, and being a kid, you're shorter than the other adults? Have you ever had a hard time? Maybe you have to peek around, I can't see. Maybe if you're lucky and small enough, Dad puts you up on his shoulder so that you can see above the crowd. And that's kind of what Zacchaeus wanted to do. He wanted to see this Jesus, this person that everybody was talking about. He wanted to see him, and he couldn't see through the crowd, and he thought, I've got an idea. I'm going to climb up the tree. It was a very smart idea because now he could see everything. Now, if you were walking along the roads or riding down the road, would you be looking at the people on the side or looking up in the trees for people? You probably wouldn't notice someone in the tree unless somebody was hollering out to you, right? Calling out to you. So how do you think Jesus knew that he was in that tree? He knew it. Jesus knew that he was in that tree, but he didn't just know that he was in the tree. He knew who he was. He knew that he was Zacchaeus. Now, when he said, "Come down, we're going to go to your house." Now, everybody was angry about that. Why do you think they were angry that Jesus was going to Zacchaeus' house? And it's not because he's short. And it's not because he was a grown-up. He was a tax collector. And people in those days did not like tax collectors because you have money and someone's going to come along and say, this is for the government, this is for the king, this is for whomever the city that they're taking the money for. Would you like somebody to come along and take your money? Even a little bit of it? So they didn't like him very much because he took their money, because of his job, because of what he did. So when he heard the crowds booing and getting very upset, he said to Jesus, "I'm going to give away half of my money." Zacchaeus was a very wealthy man. He had plenty of money. His job paid very, very well. And so people who didn't have as much would probably be jealous of him because of his job and what he did and that he had more money. So he said, Jesus, I'm going to give half away my money. And if I've cheated anybody, I'm going to repay them 4 times the amount that I cheated them. And I think in those days, a lot of times it was assumed that a tax collector would take more than he was allowed to. So that job came with a lot of anger from other people. And so he says to Jesus, well, I'm going to do right if I've done wrong, and I'm going to give half my money away, because what good is money? And Jesus says, salvation has come to this home. So Jesus' plan did exactly what it was supposed to do. Now, while I love the fact that Zacchaeus was in the tree, and being a short person myself, it is not easy to see girls. We sometimes wear taller shoes, or we might stand and reach a little bit. But it's not easy to be a short person if you're young, or if you're an older person and just really short. So I love the fact that he thought outside the box and he climbed the tree. But that is not my favorite part of the story. My favorite part of the story is all of these people everywhere. He calls out. He doesn't say, man in the tree. He says, Zacchaeus. He knows his name. Right? That's not an easy name. Z-A-C-C-H-A-E-U-S. Thought they were going to stand up, but they're not going to stand up. That is a huge, long name, but it was his name. And Jesus knew his name. Do you know the names of everyone that was in your class this year at school? Some of you are really good at that. Do you know the names of everyone in your Sunday school class? It's a smaller class, you might know. Do you know the names of everyone in your grade level? Like if you're in kindergarten, you know all the names of all the kindergartners? That one's probably a little trickier. Do you know the names of all the kids in your school? Probably not. Do you know the names of all the kids in the church? You might. Miss Dixie knows them all. Mr. Dwayne probably knows them all. Do you know the names of all the people in your church? Probably not. But I am here to tell you that Jesus knew Zacchaeus' name. He knew who he was. Did you know that God knows your name? He knows all of the kids in your Sunday school class. He knows all of the kids that are in your class at school. He knows all of the kids that are in your school. He knows all of the people that are in your church. He knows the names of all the people in Mechanicsville, and all the people in Virginia, and all the people all over the world. That's how God is. He created us. Of course he knows our name. So I love the fact that Jesus calls out Zacchaeus by name. Your name is very special, just like Zacchaeus' name was very, very special. So today, I would love to see your name. Maybe you have some. These are a bananas game. They're like Scrabble tiles, but it's a bananas word game. So maybe you have some of these at home. If you don't, I bet you have some sidewalk chalk. It's a pretty day. You could go outside and write your name really big in your driveway, or on the sidewalk or something. Ask your parents for help. Don't get too close to the road. If you have a dead end road, maybe mom will be willing to watch you while you write your name. Maybe you can be super creative and you can ask permission first and pour some sugar or some salt in a pan and spell your name with your finger. There's so many different ways that you could do your name. I want you to think about the most fun way to do your name. Maybe with glitter and glue, ask first. Maybe with shaving cream. I would love to see how you do your name. And I just want to see a picture of your name. I want to see your name. I want to remember your name. I want to pray for your name. I want to pray for you. So today, while you're thinking of Zacchaeus and how the Lord knew who he was and how God knew he was, and how the rest of the people are going to come to know who he is, because he is going to change. He's going to change in such a positive way, and they're going to go from really not liking him to loving him and accepting him. So I want to see your name today. So would you take time and show me your name? You can put it in the comment section, or if you know me personally, you can send it to me directly. I would love to see your name today, and I want to pray for you. I'm going to pray for you today. Okay. I hope that you have a good Sunday and a good week. You should be winding up school stuff if you have not already finished. I'm so proud of all of you for getting that work done. I know it was not easy to do it from home. I'm super proud of you, and I know that next year is going to be an even better year for you. So have a good day.